First, we started by adding 2.5 cups of flour.
One teaspoon of sugar.
Spoonful of sugar, amazing, down. Pizza,
3/4 of a teaspoon of salt. 1/2 teaspoon of instant dry yeast. Seven ounces of water that was between 105 and 115 degrees Fahrenheit. Put this in the microwave.
Choose your fighter. Ooh, interesting choice.
Alright.
After mixing, we added 1 tablespoon of olive oil.
Put it in. What you got there?
Water, 7 ounces. Although I'm not sure if the temperature is what it said it was supposed to be, but
It's a little warm, but bro, just mixing stuff. Texture looks like
dry.
dry.
I think you're right. I think we might need more water.
Mixing took the longest, and we were looking for a consistency similar to that of shredded chicken.
Why are we putting flour on the countertop?
Because we're gonna flour the countertop. We're gonna knead the dough. The dough needs it. All right, the countertop is floured.
Kneading the dough also took an incredibly long time, and we had to switch off. Since we were needing to store the dough because we made a day in advance, we had to lightly coat the bowl with olive oil. We then put the dough in a bowl and put saran wrap over it and let the dough rise in a warm, dry area. Since the kitchen we were working in was relatively cold, we heated up a cup of water in the microwave before putting the bread in to create steam for the bread to rise. Since Welton and I both had places to be, the bread was only allowed to proof for about an hour, so we split the dough in two and wrapped them each in saran wrap and then placed them in a gallon-sized Ziploc bag for storage in the fridge. Hopefully this doesn't come to kick us in the butt later. We started making the sauce by crushing a can of tomatoes. We decided to puree the tomatoes in a blender because the mixing wasn't working. We also decided to eyeball some of the spices and ingredients we were adding. Minced garlic, a spoon. For seasonings, we decided to add salt and pepper, basil, and Italian seasoning to our liking. Then it was time to take the dough out of the bags. We had placed them on the counter for 30 minutes before we started doing anything with them to make sure they could thaw. The dough was rather hard to roll out. While I was preparing the dough, Welton started cubing the mozzarella. At the start of this recipe, we preheated the oven to 550 degrees, which I was a little skeptical of. While Welton was preparing the other ingredients, I took the time to roll out the other dough, which would be the second pizza, as this recipe makes 2 10-inch pizzas, supposedly. Welton made sure that the middle part of the pizza was thinner so that the pizza would cook all the way through when it was in the oven. The recipe then told us to put a teaspoon of olive oil on our pizzas and spread it around. We then had to add our pizza sauce. We then started adding mozzarella. Next, we added the real mozzarella that Welton had cut up in cubes earlier. I added some basil to mine. Next, we decided to add some pepperoni, because why not?
pizzas on this circular pizza thing. We're cutting off parchment paper to make sure no fire start today.
Finally, our pizza was ready to go in the oven for 7 to 8 minutes.
I think it turned out better once it came out of the oven.
Better than it did coming in. That was nice.
Are you eating the crust?
Yeah, I just took a bit of the crust off. Left it on some nuts and pepperoni. That's good stuff. Like, not the best, but you know, for first time pizza makers, I think new pizza maker, I think this is alright.
Delicious.